Welcome, my fellow nightmare enthusiasts, to a place where the veil between realities wears thin, where history whispers tales of terror, and where every shadow holds the potential for a chilling encounter. Welcome to our channel where we dive into the darkest corners of the world to bring you spine-chilling tales that will send shivers down your spine and keep you awake long after you've hit the lights. Tonight we have something truly special for you. 3 creepy ghost stories from historic hotels, places where luxury and leisure once reigned but now serve as haunting grounds for restless spirits. We'll journey through time and terror, exploring the chilling histories and paranormal activities that have cemented these hotels as hotspots of the spectral and unexplained. So, dim the lights, lock your doors, and prepare to be haunted as we unveil the terrifying tales that have left countless guests and staff alike trembling in fear. Nestled high in the Colorado Rockies, the Stanley Hotel stands as an imposing presence, its grand facade a beacon against the rugged landscape. Built in 1909, this historic hotel has attracted the rich and famous, drawn to its elegance and breathtaking views. But beneath the surface of luxury lies a dark undercurrent, a history steeped in unsettling occurrences that have transformed the Stanley Hotel from a mountain paradise to a paranormal landmark. Our story begins in the dead of night, a time when the hotel's grandeur takes on an eerie stillness. A young couple, drawn to the Stanley's allure, checks in for a romantic getaway, unaware of the chilling encounter that awaits them. They are assigned room 217, a room steeped in unsettling history, a room where the veil between the living and the spectral is said to be perilously thin. Unpacking their bags, the couple settles into their room, the husband captivated by the stunning views, the wife captivated by an unsettling feeling that washes over her the moment she steps foot in the room. A sudden chill permeates the air despite the warmth of the room. The hairs on the back of her neck stand on end, and an unshakable feeling of being watched washes over her. As the sun begins its descent, casting long, eerie shadows across the mountainside, the couple decides to explore the hotel's grand halls, their laughter echoing through the ornate corridors. But as they wander through the deserted hallways, a sense of unease settles upon them. A chill follows them, growing stronger with every step they take. Later that night, as the couple lay in bed, the silence of the room is shattered by the distinct sound of children's laughter, echoing from the hallway outside their door. The husband, attributing it to their imagination, tries to dismiss the sound, but the wife, her heart pounding in her chest, can't shake the feeling that something isn't right. Suddenly, the laughter stops, replaced by the sound of heavy footsteps approaching their door. The couple holds their breath, listening intently as the footsteps stop right outside their room. A moment of silence, thick with anticipation and dread, hangs in the air, and then 3 distinct knocks on the door. The husband, his curiosity piqued, gets out of bed to answer it. But as he reaches for the doorknob, his wife grabs his arm, her eyes wide with terror. "Don't open it," she whispers, her voice trembling. "Something isn't right." The husband, his heart pounding in his chest, hesitates, torn between his curiosity and his wife's fear. He decides to take a peek through the peephole, but all he sees is darkness, an impenetrable blackness that seems to consume everything in its path. He slowly backs away from the door, his eyes never leaving the peephole, when suddenly a face appears, seemingly out of thin air, its pale, ghostly features contorted in a grotesque smile, its eyes burning into his soul. The husband lets out a gasp of horror, stumbling backward as the apparition vanishes as quickly as it appeared. His wife, her face ashen, rushes to his side, her worst fears confirmed. They are not alone in this room, in this hotel. They are sharing their space with something sinister, something ancient and evil. Unable to shake off the feeling of dread and terror, the couple decides to leave their room, to seek solace in the bustling lobby of the hotel. They throw on their clothes and rush out the door, their footsteps echoing in the silent hallway. High atop Crescent Mountain in the Ozark Mountains of Arkansas sits the majestic Crescent Hotel, a beacon of Victorian elegance and grandeur. Built in 1886, this historic hotel has witnessed over a century of laughter, love, and loss, its walls absorbing the energy of countless souls who have passed through its doors. But some guests, it seems, have never truly left. Our next tale takes us to the infamous Room 217, a room shrouded in mystery and whispered to be haunted by a restless spirit known as the Lady in White. Legend has it that she was a young woman named Michael, a patient of the hotel's former life as a cancer hospital run by a charlatan doctor in the 1930s. Her life was cut tragically short within the very walls of Room 217. Now, guests who dare to spend the night in Room 217 report a series of unsettling occurrences, unexplained cold spots, the faint scent of lavender perfume lingering in the air, and the ghostly apparition of a young woman in a white gown. Tonight, we meet a skeptical journalist armed with a healthy dose of skepticism and a voice recorder who checks into Room 217, determined to debunk the myths and legends that surround it. He dismisses the stories as mere folklore, the product of overactive imaginations and a desire to believe in the supernatural. As he settles into the room, the journalist feels a chill run down his spine, but he quickly rationalizes it as a draft, dismissing the sudden drop in temperature as a trick of the old building. He sets up his equipment, his voice recorder capturing the eerie silence of the room, a silence so profound that it seems to hum with an unseen energy. The journalist begins his investigation, examining every nook and cranny of the room, searching for any logical explanation for the stories that have plagued Room 217 for decades. He finds nothing out of the ordinary, no hidden panels, no secret passageways, nothing to suggest that this room is anything more than just a room. As the sun begins its descent, casting long, eerie shadows across the hotel, the journalist decides to take a break from his investigation and head down to the hotel bar for a drink. He orders a whiskey, hoping to calm his nerves, and finds himself drawn into a conversation with an elderly bartender, a man who has worked at the Crescent Hotel for over 50 years, a man who has witnessed firsthand the strange and unexplained occurrences that plague the hotel. The bartender, his voice low and conspiratorial, shares stories of guests who have encountered the ghost of Room 217, tales of objects moving on their own, of disembodied voices whispering in the dead of night, of the unmistakable feeling of being watched, of not being alone. The journalist, his skepticism wavering, listens intently, his mind racing to find a logical explanation for the bartender's stories. But as the bartender continues his eerie tales, the journalist can't shake the feeling that there is more to this hotel, to Room 217, than meets the eye. Returning to his room, armed with newfound knowledge and a growing sense of unease, the journalist decides to try and communicate with the alleged spirit of Room 217. He sets up his voice recorder, placing it on the nightstand next to the bed, and begins to speak, his voice echoing in the silence of the room. "If there's anyone here with me," he says, his voice trembling slightly, "if you are the spirit of Room 217, please give me a sign." Silence. The journalist waits, his heart pounding in his chest, but nothing happens. He tries again, this time asking specific questions about the history of the room, about the ghost that is said to haunt it. Again, silence. Just when the journalist is about to give up, convinced that he has wasted his time, he hears it, a soft, almost inaudible whisper coming from the corner of the room. Chapter 3. The terrifying tale of the Queen Mary Hotel. Permanently docked in Long Beach, California, the Queen Mary stands as a majestic relic of a bygone era, a testament to the golden age of ocean liners. But beneath her glamorous facade lies a treasure trove of unsettling tales, of unexplained occurrences and ghostly apparitions that have earned her the chilling title of one of the most haunted places on Earth. Our final and perhaps most terrifying tale takes us deep into the bowels of the Queen Mary, where countless spirits are said to roam, forever bound to the ship that carried them on their final journeys. From the chilling whispers of children playing in the first-class pool, now drained and eerily silent, to the shadowy figure of a sailor crushed to death by a heavy door in the ship's engine room, the Queen Mary is a hotbed of paranormal activity that has captivated and terrified visitors and staff for decades. Tonight, we meet a group of friends eager to experience the legendary hauntings of the Queen Mary firsthand, embark on a paranormal investigation that will lead them on a terrifying journey into the heart of the ship's haunted history. Armed with EMF readers, EVP recorders, and a healthy dose of excitement, they venture into the ship's depths, ready to confront whatever spirits may lie in wait. Their first stop is the ship's first-class swimming pool, a once vibrant hub of laughter and luxury, now eerily silent and shrouded in an oppressive darkness. As they set up their equipment, the friends can't shake the feeling that they are being watched, their every move scrutinized by unseen eyes. Suddenly, a cold spot washes over the group, the temperature plummeting despite the warmth of the California night. The EMF reader, previously silent, begins to emit a series of rapid beeps, its needle swinging wildly, indicating a surge in electromagnetic energy. One of the friends, her voice trembling, raises her EVP recorder and asks, "Is anyone here with us?" A moment of silence, thick with anticipation, hangs in the air, and then a soft, childlike giggle echoes through the empty pool area. The friends exchange nervous glances, their hearts pounding in their chests, their excitement giving way to a primal fear. They decide to move on, to delve deeper into the ship's haunted underbelly. Their next stop is Stateroom B340, a room with a dark and tragic past. A room where a young woman was brutally murdered, her spirit forever bound to the scene of her untimely demise. As they enter the room, a wave of cold air washes over them, carrying with it the distinct scent of lavender perfume, the same scent reported by countless guests who have dared to spend the night in B340. The friends spread out, their flashlights cutting through the darkness, their eyes scanning every corner of the room. One of the friends, drawn to a strange energy emanating from the corner of the room, sets up his EVP recorder on the nightstand. He can feel the hairs on the back of his neck stand on end, a sure sign that something isn't right. He asks, his voice barely a whisper, "Can you tell us your name?" The EVP recorder picks up a faint whisper, barely audible over the static, but clear enough to send chills down the spines of everyone in the room. "Sarah," the voice whispers, its tone filled with sorrow and despair. The friends, their hearts pounding in their chests, decide to leave B340, their curiosity satisfied, their fear reaching new heights. They make their way down to the ship's engine room, a labyrinth of steel and pipes, a place where the air is thick with the ghosts of sailors who lost their lives keeping the Queen Mary afloat. As they descend into the depths of the ship, the friends can feel the temperature drop, the air growing heavy with moisture and the weight of countless unseen eyes upon them. The EMF reader, dormant for the past few minutes, bursts back to life, its frantic beeping echoing through the vast engine room. Thank you for joining us on this eerie journey through some of the most haunted hotels in history. We've explored the chilling tales of the Stanley Hotel, the Crescent Hotel, and the Queen Mary, each location steeped in its own unique brand of paranormal lore and ghostly encounters. If you enjoyed these stories, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more spine-tingling tales from the dark corners of the world. We're always on the hunt for the most compelling and terrifying stories, those that send shivers down your spine and make you question the very fabric of reality. Until next time, stay curious and stay scared, for the world is full of mysteries waiting to be uncovered, and some secrets are best left buried, or are they?